one thing I know for a fact is this: I wasn't born in wealth, and most people are not born into wealth. So a lot of the time, you gotta have to figure a way to actually create your wealth. So I say this all the time: if you were on the table, but you were denied a seat on the table, you have to create your own table. This is the reason why the people who are going to continue to win and make a lot of money are people who are thinking outside of the box. This is not a gimmicks. This is not one of those things like, oh, just talking for the sake of talking. If you really want to win, you got to take matters in your own hands. This is the truth. So because of that, I want to be able to share with you guys that if you're working very hard right now and you're saving money and you still feel like you are falling behind, this life is for you. No, today is meant especially for you. Elia, it's nice to see you here, by the way. My God, long time no see. So the idea is this: you want to be able to put yourself in the position. By the way, I will take questions today too, so you could actually ask me questions today. You know, that if you feel like right now you are drowning, financially, this life, is for you. Because it's never about how much money you make. Honestly, it is about how much money you keep. Because at the end of the day, where is your money at? Where's your money living at? So people say, but I don't have any money yet. It's okay. You're going to make money. If you do the right thing, you don't hurt anybody, you're not cheating, you're not stealing. You live your life right, you're clean, you feed your mind, your brain, you do your meditation. If you do all the right stuff, money is going to come to you. You see, often, more than anybody know, people chase money, but they forget that actually you're above money. Money is beneath you. So when you chase money, you change the order of things. So what you're saying is this: money is here and you're here. That's what you're saying. So if you follow that law therefore is going to condition you to make you stay in a perpetual state of chase. However, when you begin to understand that money actually is an element that is internal to you, it's not external at all. In other words, when you realize that money by itself is something that you create money, it's consciousness, it's energy, and it's skill set. Once you understand that, then you realize that the most important thing that you need to focus on is you, internally, is you. Like you bring about what? Bring about growth, bring about development, personal development. Like you learn it the next step, getting sharper, getting better. Once you begin to understand this, then money comes to you naturally. Money comes to you. So today, I want you guys to understand, I'm going to go through the triangulation, of how for you to really put a lot of energy in making the kind of money you deserve to make. In addition to that, some of the instruments that you can use that can help you to be able to create, not only make money, create legacy for yourself. This is one of this life IG you should share with everybody. Anyone that you want to help and bless them during this holiday, you should invite them to something like this so they can, they can get information like this, they can execute, and they can get better. Remember, the idea is not for you to just learn, and keep it to yourself. The idea is for you to learn and share so that other people can also learn with you, okay? So let's get started. Understanding the wealth triangle. Let's start with that first. You see, every dollar that you earn, you should do three things with it. Every dollar that comes your way. Three things. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So, every dollar that you earn, three things need to come out of it. Number one, every dollar that you earn, you should have a reasonable level of protection. Protect you today, no matter what. What do I mean by that? So every dollar, every money coming your way. By the way, it could be naira, it could be dollar, it could be whatever you want to call it. They have three. Thank you, Alaya. They have three things. So number one is protect you today. That's the first thing. When a dollar comes your way, you have to have a protection on you. By the way, that protection is called life insurance. The second thing that your money must do, your money must grow. In other words, it has to grow safely. Now, don't get me wrong. If you want to take a risk and, oh my God, the stock market, the crypto, XRP, Ethereum, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, that's great. There's a chance you could lose money, obviously. You could also gain money or make money. However, smart people, they grow their money very safely. Okay, that's called annuity. Number three, it's called wealth transfer. So what does that mean though? Everyone, you work so hard for your money. It's a lot of work. Late nights. You get rejected. You're dealing with a boss that you don't even like. Co-workers that talk behind your back, but you show up constantly. Or you're building a business, you're dealing with clients. Some of them are rude. Or you have suppliers. Sometimes the suppliers are nasty. Or maybe a economic climate that is rough, but yet you kept pressing on. You never stop. You're building the business. Now you made money. You should learn exactly how to transfer wealth. That is called trust. So the triangulations of your money is number one, protection. Number two is called growth. And number three is called the transfer of wealth. AKA, it's called life insurance, it's called annuity, and it's called trust. So let's break this down, okay? I want you to think of this like a three-story house. That's how I want you to think about it. It's like a three-story house. And the basement is your life insurance. That's the basement. That keeps your foundation safe. So your foundation is safe. It's called protection. The main floor, in this case, of your three-story house is an annuity. So it earns income while you live there. It's making money for you, so it's growing safely. And then the attic, okay, is your trust. That passes the whole house to your entire family in case you die. That's a very simple, relatable analogy I can give you to try to explain the triangulation of wealth. By the way, wealthy people understand this concept very, very well. This whole week, I'm going to devote the entire week, on annuities, life insurances, diversification of your finance, because we have approached a very critical point of analysis where you have to actually make a decision for making money and for creating wealth, in somewhat very hostile economic environment. Only the survivors who are endowed to be able to articulate what their next several moves are, they are the one that will survive in an environment like this. Because even in the worst of all circumstances, a winner will still win. And in the best of all circumstances, a loser will still lose. So it's not really the circumstances or the environment, it's the mindset, which is really the moral of my point here. So as you guys are doing this, again, invite everybody to be part of this. Bless them with this kind of knowledge. So let's go to part two of this, because now you guys are going to realize that life insurance as a wealth bank, is an area that a lot of people know very little about. Because when you say life insurance, people think if I die. That's true. But there is a structure where you can actually create wealth using the instrument of life insurance. You see, a properly structured index universal life policy, IUL, is not an expense. It's your private bank. Let me explain something very clearly here. The first known, really, like billionaire that we know, is called the Rockefeller in the United States right here. And these guys right here, guess what they did? They used the instrument of life insurance, okay? There's Walmart, and the list goes on and on. A lot of very wealthy people. In a simple way to put it, your money is like a savings account. It grows tax deferred, like an investment, so you're not getting taxed on it. So the compound interest on your money allow your money to what? To grow faster, doubly in most cases. You can borrow against it tax-free. So like a loan, but you're loaning yourself. Now, so a lot of people don't understand all of this jargon. They say, well, I don't understand what you mean. Let's simplify this. I'm going to simplify it in a way that's going to make a lot of sense to you, okay? And what I mean by that is this. You will understand that it's like owning a credit card. Let me say that one more time, okay? It's like owning a credit card. So imagine you own a credit card where you are the bank. So you own a credit card, but you're the bank. You're earning interest instead of paying interest. Think about this for a second, okay? You could be earning 6 to 8% growth, literally, It's protected from the market. In other words, if the market crashes, your money is safe and you still have access to your cash payments. That's exactly what it's like when you have the structure in place. Let me just say this to you guys, okay? I come from Nigeria, and of course, growing up, in my little town, this is the kind of knowledge that I didn't acquire over there. Not because it wasn't present, but my dad passed away when I was 7 years old. That's not called life insurance. It's like for the wealthy people. So, I mean, when literally you were struggling for 3 meals a day was a struggle, holding my shoes as a kid. So, the concept of, insurance and stuff like that doesn't even really exist. It's like, I'm just trying to make it for the day. You're talking about life insurance. What are you talking about? But this very particular ideology and philosophy is perilous, to wealth. Because at the end of the day, you have to learn exactly how do I make money? How do I duplicate money? How do I put myself in a position to do very, very well? And you don't do that simply by not acknowledging exactly the critical analysis of your finances. You cannot do that because financial aspects have multiple faces. Because one of the faces of wealth, is called financial literacy. That's one of the faces of wealth. Anyone that learns exactly about how money works, eventually you begin to learn how to duplicate, yourself. You duplicate your finances. Your money don't move in additions. Your money moves in multiplications. But it takes time, it takes energy, it takes dedication, it takes commitment. By the way, I applaud every one of you that's on the call with me right now, on the Zoom, because this is not a entertainment. Hey, by the way, I don't know, are you guys still here with me? The power just went out. Can you guys hear me or no? Guys, the power just went out. Can you guys hear me or no? Can somebody give me a thumbs up? We just lost power for a second. Can you guys hear me? I just need one of you to tell me you could hear me. If you could, just let me know, okay? Meanwhile, I'm going to continue. Okay, good. That's good, folks. Nice to see you. Awesome. So you guys can hear me. The power just went out right there for like a millisecond. Perfect. All right. So I want you to stay with me here for a second. You see, growing up, in Nigeria, back in those days, I remember you're supposed to have a lot of kids. Anyway, and what's crazy about it? Your retirement, literally are your children. So that when you get older, your children will take care of you. That's the culture where I grew up. And now things could be different now, but that's how I grew up. So therefore, you pray and hope that you have the best of the kids. They will take good care of you when you retire, etc. But things are changing now. Things are really changing. So I'm in an environment where might makes might. You have to actually plan for retirement. Because if the kids are struggling and they can't make ends meet, how are they supposed to take care of their family and take care of you at the same time? Then all of a sudden you are a burden to your children or a burden to your children's children. It's not fair to them. So therefore, you have to learn to actually take matters in your own hand and prepare for your own retirement and do it very appropriately. Think about this for a second, okay? If life insurance is your wealth vault, annuities are your paycheck machine. Because in a simple, if you simply put it this way, you break it down, you deposit money once, or you can deposit money over a period of time. That it compounds tax deferred. Later, it pays you a guaranteed income for the rest of your life till the day you die. Now, let me explain this in a way that will make so much sense to you, okay? Imagine you're 65 years old. Imagine you're 67 years old. Every single month, guess what happened? You're getting a check. And money is hitting your account every month. Whether the market goes up or market goes down, you're getting paid. I'm having this, that's a power issue going on, being interrupted with the power right here. I will do the best I can, to keep this message straight. So imagine the check just keeps coming. The check never stops. That's a financial peace of mind. Know fully well that is the first of the month. The bills are due, you could pay your bills. Hey, Happy New Year. You know fully well money is coming every month. You could pay your bills. Could you imagine what retirement feels like? That you're not a burden to your children. You're not a burden to your firstborn, to your last child. the check just keeps coming to the point that you take care of your an annuity because it's a check that comes that never stop coming. You see, very powerful, very, very powerful. I'm going to highly recommend investigate this information I'm sharing with you. Call somebody in your locality, find someone that can put this thing in place for you, that can make sure they guide your finances, and you keep making sacrifices, and you do it more like an electronic fund transfers that you don't get to see it, because one of the ways you create wealth for yourself, it really is called automation. Automation is where a reasonable level of amount of money comes from your account. You don't see it automatically. It's just every single month the money comes from there, and the money automatically goes to fund your investment portfolio. So your investment portfolio is growing, but you don't feel the pain of the contribution. It's called automation, because you see, out of sight is out of mind. So when it's going, you're not seeing the money doesn't even seem like it exists, but it's compounding. By the time you turn around to look at the money, you got hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account. That's the power of automation. Okay, we don't do it manually, you do it automatically, and I will call that automation. It's a requirement when it comes to wealth growth. It really is. That's the reason why 401k is very successful, although the investment is crazy, because a 401k in America today is no longer a 401k. We'll call it a 201k because half of it is gone. So, but having said that though, what I would say to you in so many words is this: talk to someone that can help you set up a plan like this. I'm here in the US. Honestly speaking, I wish I'm all global, because if I am, people reach out to me from all over the world every single day, every night. Can you help me? Can you help me? And unfortunately, I cannot help them if they're outside of the US. If you're in the US, absolutely, I can create this wealth plan for you. So that's why I need you to reach out to people in your environment that can help you to set this kind of plans up. Part 4 is called trust. Let's talk about that, okay? Trust is your legacy protector. A trust is how the wealthy keep their money in the family. Let me give you one simple revelation that most people don't know. Why do you think, like Elon Musk, for example, they pay themselves nothing with their companies? These are billionaires. Look at Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett pays himself $100,000 a year. That is the most successful investors of all time. Think about that for a second. You're worth billions and billions and billions of dollars, and your salary is 100,000. Guys, do you see how crazy this is? Okay, look at Amazon. Just pause for a second and think about it. So you have Jeff Bezos, trillions of dollars in company. Do you know how much he pays himself per year? Jeff Bezos pays himself $85,000 a year. I'm sorry, guys. I can't make this up. It's crazy, isn't it? So all these wealthy people, they pay themselves nothing. Nothing. You know why? Because their taxes are very negligible. Because your tax on your earnings. So if I'm paying myself very little to nothing, therefore my taxes is little to nothing. Isn't that right? Okay, now watch what they do. This is going to blow your mind. So now you have shares, is growing, your company is growing, it's billions of dollars, it's trillions of dollars. You don't sell your assets, you keep your assets. You don't sell them. Because if you sell them, what happens? You trigger taxes, your capital gains. So to prevent that, guess what they will do? When you need money, you simply go in, you pull the money out, okay? Think about it for a second. And it's nasty. Elia, I don't know. I can talk to you after about this. Maybe I could give you some referrals and so on and so forth. But I can tell you this much, okay? Imagine you accumulate this much wealth to yourself. This is crazy. And so wealthy people, they don't sell. They don't even sell their properties. They don't do that. No, they don't get rid of their asset. Do you know what wealthy people do? Are you ready? It's going to blow your mind, folks. Wealthy people, specifically, they borrow against their assets. They don't sell their assets. They borrow against it. You know why they borrow against it? Because when you borrow against your assets, you don't have to pay taxes. Because a loan is not a taxable incidence. So because of that, you pay no taxes at all. So they do this perpetually. And all they do is they keep borrowing against their assets. They keep borrowing against their loan. And when I'm telling you, this thing is unbelievable. When I tell you guys that it's unbelievable, it's absolutely unbelievable. Okay? Unbelievable. Let me just hold on a second. I will call you back. I will call you back. I will call you back. I'm live. By the way, guess what just happened right now? Okay. I'm live on IG. You know what just happened right now, ladies and gentlemen? What just happened right now is I'm talking to you about this, and at the same time when I'm talking to you about this, okay, literally they're calling me and they said, I want the plan. I want the plan. Those who are local, they're telling me this. These people are smart. Good for them. They're smart. Let me tell you why I'm very proud of some of these people. They make speed work to their favor. Okay, they do. They make speed work to their favor. Most people will take their time. They will think about something, etc. I said, these people are not waiting. They're not thinking. They're executing. Life favors those who moves with speed. You know it, and I know it. So, the wealthy people, therefore, they retain assets. They keep assets. They kept it in perpetuity. They pay themselves very little salary. They pay very little taxes. They borrow against their assets. They keep it in perpetuity. And then they take a giant life insurance policy on themselves. So even if they owe any money when they die, guess what happened? When they die, automatically, it goes directly. It goes directly to their beneficiaries. And the loan is paid off. Do you see how brilliant this is? By the way, Danny Phantom, I got your message. You want the plan. Well, let me know your location also. Just post your location right there. So now that you guys are seeing this, a trust is exactly how the family, how the wealthy people move. It legally protects your money from taxes, from lawsuits, and from probate. Because what happened is this, okay? So you're here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Okay, very good. I'm going to do this. Guys, I'm actually going to do this right now. You guys, if you're local, feel free. If you're local, feel free to shoot me a text message. I just put my number right there. That's my social media number right there. So put a text message. By the way, if you text me and I don't respond right back immediately, don't get upset at me. Okay, got a lot of messages, but everybody that texts me, eventually they get a message from me. So you will get a message. Okay, you text me, you're going to get this. But I want you to understand this, okay? That it ensures that your money grows exactly where you want it to go. So your money is going to grow the way you want it to go. You can make sure that your kids don't blow your money. Your spouse is taken care of, and your legacy funds future generations. This is exactly, by the way, I got your message, Danny. This is exactly how this process typically works. So now that you begin to understand how this works, and how the people, the wealthy people move, you don't have to be rich to start this. You become rich by starting. Let me say this. This is very profound. Most people think, hold on a second. When I'm wealthy, then I will do this and this. It's the other way around, guys. You don't get wealthy and act. That's not how it works. You act in your current state as if you're wealthy, then you become wealthy. That's exactly how it works. Let me take it a step further. When I become a millionaire, then I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Good luck on becoming a millionaire. You act like a millionaire, then you become a millionaire. Okay. Let me take it a step further, spiritually. Blessed are those that have not seen, but yet believe. So let me tell you how powerful this is. You actually have to trust yourself and believe in yourself and know that you're going to the next level. Like when you go that route, then good things begin to open up for you. It's not the other way around. People say, I'm going to do this when this happens, I'm going to do that. Money don't come to you exactly at your convenience. That's not how it works. Money comes to you when you attract money, it will come. But then, here's the problem. Most people don't know how to receive it. Because why? When I'm this, when I'm that, then I will do this and I will do that. Money doesn't have any respect for that. Money only moves with energy. So when your energy is right, it comes to you. When you don't execute, it just moves to the next place because money is in a perpetual state of motion. Anything that's stationary is going to die. Let me say that again. Anything that remains stationary is going to die. If you left a pool unclean 1 year later, that water is infected. You can't swim in it no more. You leave a car, brand new, walk away from it, come back and good luck to you. A year later, that car is dead. If a human being sit in one place and never move, even if you feed that human being every single day, a year later, he or she is dead. Money is energy. Money that stays stationary is going to die. The only way your money grows is when your money is in motion. When your money is in motion, your money grows. When money is in motion, your money grows. If you don't understand this concept, I want to take it a step further for you to understand. Okay? I want you to imagine, you're going into a water, and it's a standing water. The water is not moving. It's standing water. Think about the Black Sea, for example. Look at the Sea of Galilee. Go to the Mediterranean. What happened? So you got one water that is like as crazy as hell. It's not circular. It's not going anywhere. It's dirty. It's dark. It's all kind of stuff. Then you have another water that has life. Because one is moving, is flowing with the ocean, and one is stationary. The one that is stationary is dead water. The one that is moving is alive. That's your money. When your money is stationary, it dies. Let me even tell you what's worse. This is going to blow your mind. Have you ever got like a bunch of money came in your hand and all of a sudden bills just started coming? Like bills just started coming all over the place? Like you were expecting a nice check. A nice check came. You're so excited. Oh my God, this is a beautiful check. I just got a check. You're so happy about that? Okay. Then all of a sudden the money came. You put in your savings account. You didn't invest. You didn't put in there. You didn't do anything with the money. Then guess what happened? Your car broke down all of a sudden. You need the money to fix the car. Something else, a bill came up from nowhere. Bam. Then you went to the hospital and then the money disappeared. You know why? You disobeyed the rules of money. Because you disobey the rules of money, so it disobey you. Because anytime that money comes and is stationary, money is not going to stay stationary. The money has to move. The money either move by force or it move by intention. The smart people make their money moves by intention. Other people, the money moves by force. So when money comes to your hand, it never stays stationary. You invest the money. You do things with the money. The stationary money is the money that pays bills. That's it. And the emergency money for 2 or 3 months, that one is stationary because the bills are stationary. Then any other money in addition to that, that money must move. This is the reason why so many people are broke. Because that mindset is called what? Scarcity mindset. Think about that compared to what we call abundant mindset. Because if you spend money, you expect that to come back to you. So therefore, you spend it freely because it's going to come back to you. You invest freely because you're going to get interest rates on it. You do automation that is growing. So therefore, you're spending, you're not worried because it's growing. Compare that to like, oh no, if I spend it now, I don't know when the next one is coming. Then you have none. You see, some of this stuff I'm sharing with you guys right now. Okay? You think it's common sense, but common sense is not that common. These are very basic laws that govern the universe. Okay? Either it's fractal law, that you heard me right, repetition, either is the law of accumulation, and the list goes on and on. It doesn't matter what kind of law you subscribe to. The philosophy remains the same. Doesn't change. Same philosophy. No matter which law you subscribe to. So what's my point to you? You say, I want to start thinking from the mind first. That you are wealthy and act like one. Start thinking abundance and start taking your mind to a very special place that only you can control. You take your mind to a place of wealth where you actually sit down and say, what will life be like if I'm wealthy? What kind of a house will I live in if money is not a problem? What kind of a car will I be driving? What will my life look like? What kind of relationship will I have? Where will I be traveling to? Okay, and you just keep asking yourself a lot of questions like that, and then you let your mind travel. It's the only freedom that you have, that no human being can hijack from you. No one can take this from you. This one belongs to you. You have the ability to think. You have the ability to visualize, to meditate. No one can take it from you, and it costs you nothing. It's just your brain. You versus you. That's the truth. So when you begin to go that route and you begin to think that way, and you begin to subscribe to the abundance philosophy, and you remind yourself that life is abundant and you are abundant, and then you start getting in alignment with God, knowing fully well is the richest and the wealthiest of all. He owns the entire universes, and you know that He created everything. So once you begin to understand this concept and start buying into the philosophy of abundance, at that moment, what happens? Your life begins to change. Money start looking for you. Money is not above you. Money is beneath you. Let me say that again. Money is not above you. Money is beneath you. But money will not come to you until you act as the master of money, not a servant. With the moment you act as a servant of money, money is going to punish you. That is correct. Same thing in relationship. It will punish you. So in your mind, you have to then put so much energy into yourself. I mean, why do you think I can talk to you the way I talk to you? Because I have to invest time in myself. I have to do a timeout. I have to read. I have to study. I have to feed my brain. Like I don't waste my time scrolling and stuff like that. I have to make sure that everything I'm doing is very purposeful. Like over the weekend, I take a book or two down, but I have to feed myself, because the only thing I have that no one can take from me is my brain. So I have to be sure that that brain is working at optimum capacity, so that even if everything is stripped away from me, I know I can do it again. Do you know how powerful that is when you get to that state of mind? This is the reason why, every oppression in the world is meant to take all this power away from you. So since I can't go into your brain and take it from you, I will distract you. I will show you very weird stuff. I will entertain you. You're laughing. You're having a good time. You're watching this show. You're watching that show. I'm buying your attention. And I'm paying for commercials. Because why? If I let you spend time with yourself and actually get to figure out yourself out, I can control you no more. Now you have all the freedom in the world. That I'm no longer a master anymore. Because what happened is our world is rigged. The rich and wealthy people, they have control over this stuff. So guess what I want to do? I want to buy your time, because I can create more time. So I want to be able to buy your time, to make you work for me like a slave, so that this way I can get to enjoy my life, travel the world and do whatever I want to do, but enslave everybody else. That is the mentality of the richest at the highest level. The only way for you to be free is for you to learn the same way that they learn. It's for you to read the same way that they read. It's for you to feed your mind the same way that they fed their mind. It's for you to become free the same way they became free. By doing that, now you empower yourself. But that is never going to happen until you learn how wealth is created, how to perpetuate wealth, how to retain wealth, and how to have a legacy for wealth. You see, I want to start with protection. First, protect what you got. Move from protection and add growth. Move from growth, then protect a legacy with a trust. Exactly in that order. I call it the triangulation of wealth. By the way, for some of you who are listening to me and who have been following me, who have been learning from me, I have gotten to a point right now where I just think you guys are special, man. And I'm watching people improve their life every day. And I'm getting so many messages, and I thank you guys for that. Had a sick birthday, you have no idea, man. God favored me, it's not even funny. I'm getting some of you I have never even met, sending me gifts all over the place, mailing stuff to me. I haven't even finished opening my birthday gift yet from last week. And every day I put an hour trying to open gifts, because I'm trying to make sure I reply to every single person, me personally, not any assistant, not anybody. I want to be the one, mano a mano, face to face, man to man. I want to be able to reply to everybody And I said to myself, people say, why are you giving this information for free? Why? Why are you giving all this information? Because I know one thing very well. Very, very well. Life take from takers and give to givers and keep very accurate accounting. I know that. I know that. So just keep giving. Keep pushing forward. Keep being the person you're meant to be. Keep making sacrifices. Keep making people a better, make your environment better. I trust me on this. Money is going to come to you. Anything you want is going to come to you. I mean, guys, your life is going to be so beautiful, it's ridiculous. So beautiful that you realize that you're not a passive observer of your life. You're actually an architect and creator of your life. Then you realize that everything is perspective. Everything in life is perspective. Everything is perspective. Then when you begin to realize that you have all the freedom that you want in the world, if you just spend time with yourself a little bit and start selling your time to other people and start letting people buy your attention and actually spend some time with yourself and become financially free, it's a beautiful place to be. Honestly, it is. I'm not saying it's easy to do, but I'm saying it's worth it. It's very, very worth it. So with that said, folks, if you want to DM me the word wealth plan, sure, I'll show you exactly how to set up your own triangulation. And okay, make sure you do that. Okay, become your own bank. Pay yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Believe in yourself. Stop giving power to everybody else. Learn that you are powerful. Learn that you are great. And begin to understand fully well that the only one person that can destroy you is you. And the only one person that can elevate you is you. There's no rescue coming from anyone. Anyone that ever come into your space, they are coming into your space for a reason. But that you let them in for whatever reason. But once you understand that you have the ultimate control of your life, and that whatever it is that you're thinking the most, the preponderance of your thoughts is going to become the reality of the life that you live. This is a very highly undeniable truth, an unquestionable truth, that you are what you think you are. As a man thinketh, so shall it be. The Bible says so. Jesus says so. That you can command even this tree to die and it will die. That's how much power that you have. I didn't say that. Jesus said that. So I'm letting you guys know, that you're just that powerful. But how are you ever going to tap into that power if you never even know what that power is? How are you going to tap into that power if you never fast, if you never go away for 30 days, 40 days? How are you going to tap into that power if you never spend time with yourself? You don't even know you have that power. Then the world controls you. They control your time. They control your income. They control your life. They control your kids. They control your vision. They control your everything. And then they deceive you. And they sell you a life, okay, that you thought you love, but a life you don't know a price they paid for it. Because the devil is the greatest deceiver of all. Show you how beautiful everything is, but behind the scene, killing you. That's the devil. So imagine how many people traded their souls for wealth. Think about that for a second. And then you sit down there and you say to yourself, what in the world am I doing? Why? Why is this happening? Because you didn't give yourself an opportunity to become great. That's why. You didn't spend time with yourself. You didn't read books. You didn't study the Bible enough. You didn't spend all the time that you need to spend with yourself to become great. Because you were busy, you were scrolling, you were being entertained. Let me tell you something I know you're not going to like, but the truth hurts. Ready? Ready? Are you ready for me? Are you sure? You're not going to like this though, but I have your permission to say this. You're my audience. I love you, but can I call you guys out on this? Some of you, not all of you. You ready? Okay. If you have a bill, you have your mortgage bill, you have your rent bill, you have your car notes, you have and the list goes on, okay? You have your retirement and everything. You just go, very good, okay? You have all of this stuff. You got all these bills. but you're busy. You haven't made $100,000 in a year. You haven't made 10 million naira in a year. You haven't made all this stuff, but you're busy looking to be entertained. You're trying to get entertained. You're scrolling on social media. So you can tell me everything about which is the greatest football player, which one scored this, and you can tell me every shows on TV, and you can break down everything on TV, who is this, who is that. You have no business doing that. You have no business doing that. You have no business getting entertained. Your number one entertainment is financial freedom first. After you've made so much money, you could pay your bills and have so many extras left behind, you can breathe. Maybe at that time you can go get entertained. But until then, you have only one focus, and one singular focus, not two, not three, not 10, just one focus. How do I become financially free? That's your number one responsibility, so that a man can take care of his family. You're a provider and a protector. Woman can take care of their kids and make sure things run very smoothly. That's your number one responsibility. After that responsibility is fulfilled, you can excel. You could do other things. Until then, you don't have any business doing what everybody else is doing out there until you secure your own space. Anyway, I get it out of my chest. So now you know. The wealthy don't just use banks like we do. They use tools. And I just gave you the tools. So on that note, folks, I just want to thank you guys for being with me today. I do. I want to thank you guys for being with me and for learning today. I just want you guys to know the future is very bright, extremely bright. And I want you guys to know that this is just the beginning. This end of 2025 going to 2026, for some of you, it's going to be the beginning of the greatest years of your life. For some of you, you will never have to worry about bills or pain or this or that for the rest of your life. No, you won't. Because I know one thing for a fact. The God that we serve is a mighty God. Is a great God. He will not bring you to this planet to abandon you. And he will not bring you in here to be servitude and to serve for the rest of your life. No. The God we serve is a great God. He wants you free. But he gave you the freedom to make the decision to be free or not to be. And it's very unfortunate that in hierarchical order of the world, the people who are sitting at the top have stolen people's attention. And they have denied a lot of people. And the devil is real. The devil is real. And the devil is playing a very big role, in stealing God's people every single day. Literally every single day. And to deceive them, to keep them poor, and to make them serve him. And I know for a fact that for those of you who have discovered your identity, therefore you're able to identify your assignment. And because you're able to identify your assignment, then you are in alignment, which means your heaven on earth already began. So, if you like my content today, and for those of you that want to learn more about the triangulation of wealth, like Danny just texted me. I put my number out there for you guys to text me. That's my social media number, and I promise you one thing, that's the number I do check. Okay, I do check and I get a lot of messages there. I'm going to respond to you, but I just want to make the world a better place, and I hope you take the right decisions to do the same for yourself. So with that said, thank you everybody for joining me today. As usual, please work like it's up to you and pray like it's up to God. Have a good one, everybody. Love every one of you guys, and thank you for being part, of my life. Bye, everyone.